Savage Media. Savage Media.
Blessed risings, good afternoon or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show. And today, on this episode of the Kuna Matata Hour, we will be discussing a cardboard cutout in a casket. Internet reacts as New Orleans second line celebration in honor of Frankie Beverly Goes Viral. This started out as a shout out. It started out as a farewell. It started out as a celebration about this brother's life. And that was my plan until I came across this. And we can't keep letting these type of things slide when we see tetherism, when we see Hakuna Matata-ism. It is our duty, it's our responsibility to do something, to intervene, to make a statement, to call out the BS and the garbage. What you worried about a cardboard cutout being in the casket for? Who cares? That's what you focusing on? If it was Mick Jagger, you wouldn't have said nothing. Huh? If it was Steven Tyler, you wouldn't have said nothing. If it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Metallica, Bon Jovi, you wouldn't have said nothing. Oh, that's fantastic. Look how they sent them away. They did that thing now. Remind me to invite them to the cookout. They invited to the cookout. Look how much soul they got. Look how much brother they got. They honorary black, if you ask me. Huh? If it was Selena, Conozco Marisota, Marita, Maria, I bet you would have said it was great. You would have said, okay, I like what you're doing. Now that's how you come together. That's how you show unity. That's what you would have did. That's what you would have been saying. Instead of focusing on this man's music and his life that goes viral, the cardboard cutout in the casket is overshadowing that. See, y'all always getting caught up in the distraction. Oh, there's some lint. Oh, what is that? Some dust in the sky. Oh, look at that. Megan Thee Stallion shaking the booty. We're clapping cheeks for your vote. Y'all don't know when to be insulted. R&B soul and funk singer, songwriter, and producer Frankie Beverly's passed away on Monday, September 10th at 77. The news was shared by his family via Instagram the day after his demise. The exact cause of his death remains undisclosed at this time of writing, which to me seems fishy anyways. Seemed like somebody done asked them not to say nothing. And the news, it doesn't seem, it just swept under the rug. Some guy, Frankie, he died. He used to make black music. We know that. He was making black people music, and that's it. That's all we know. That's all we know. We don't know nothing else. He died. That's it. Messing around, and y'all done shot him with the vaccination for the COVID-19. But I ain't gonna put the tinfoil kufi on. I'm just saying. He lived his life with pure soul, as one would say, and for us, no one did it better. He lived for his music, family, and friends. Love one another as he would want that for us all. The September 11 Post read. The statement also asked for privacy to let Frankie Beverly's loved ones grieve a deeply personal and emotional loss. So that's why y'all try to bury it on September 11th. Like, it's patriotic to bury a ninja. We got to bury the story on him. Don't you know how many other people died on that day? That's a national catastrophe. You got to recognize that. We can't be celebrating nobody. We can't do that. Especially here. He's Negro? Oh no. Let's see. The family put out the Instagram post. Grieving the loss of a loved one is a deeply personal and emotional experience during this time. As we are navigating feelings of sorrow, reflection, and remembrance, we kindly ask for privacy and understanding, allowing us the space to grieve in our own way. This period for us is one of healing, and your respect for our need for solitude is appreciated as we honor the memory of our beloved Howard Stanley Beverly, known to the world as Frankie Beverly. He lived his life with pure soul, as one would say, and for us, no one did it better. He lived for his music, family, and friends, loved one another as he would want that for us all. Howard Stanley Beverly, aka Frankie Beverly, 12/6/46 to 9/10/24, the Beverly family. A week after his death, fans across New Orleans, where he spent the majority of his life, took to the streets in his honor and walked as part of a mass second line. For those unaware, the second line refers to a group of dancers, musicians, and performers who are second in line of a traditional New Orleans parade originally meant for funerals. The videos of the parade dedicated to the memory of Frankie Beverly, which happened on September 16th, have gone viral. It showed hundreds of people wearing all white attire as they walked, danced, and sung along while carrying a casket with the late musician's cardboard effigy placed inside. Amid those now viral clips, netizens are having varied reactions. For instance, Instagram user at y'all wanna smoke Hayes commented on the cardboard effigy inside the casket under the Shade Room's post. A cardboard cutout in the casket? No. Why you hating? Many others commented on the video on X and shared similar reactions with respect to the casket setting. Wow, they have a casket with a picture of him on the street and dancing with it. More like a weird send-off to me. I know you tethers ain't talking. Have y'all seen the video where they're at the funeral with the dead body and she's twerking on the dead body in the funeral procession? Huh? Don't talk to me about weird. New Orleans is not a real place for real. How you gonna give Frankie Beverly a second line and put a cutout of this man in a clear casket with real pallbearers? What you would have did? Huh? What's your suggestions? Huh? We always talking, always trying to put somebody down. What happened to uplifting? They just trying to celebrate the brother. That's all they trying to do. And what was you trying to do with that comment? Do you think that comment was uplifting? Was them your intentions? Sound real negative Nancy Neanderthal to me. Tetheroni Jackson Jones from Ghana. You are katas. You are katas. Another one wrote, not only did New Orleans have a second line for Frankie Beverly, they had a whole casket. Others lauded the people of New Orleans for giving the perfect final farewell to the Before I Let Go singer. New Orleans really gave Uncle Frankie the second line of a lifetime. You hear me? This city is not a real place, but in the best way. I said that New Orleans was going to have a second line for this man because one thing's for sure, love our city and we love you back. Frankie Beverly has been coming to New Orleans for years. You rest in positivity. R.I.P. Frankie Beverly. Everybody understood the assignment. This how we come together as a city for a legend. See that? See that? You ain't got to be hating. You could show some love, huh? Especially when you would do it for other fallen heroes of people that don't look like you. Only time you ever say something like this is on people that look like yourself. That's what you're doing. Self-hating, self-loathing. Try some self-care. Well-deserved second line, another said, because like I said before, Mr. Frankie Beverly has been coming to New Orleans for years, and he has been essence at every Essence in Jazz Festival ever hosted in New Orleans. We will miss him dearly. Now you can rest easy, Mr. Frankie Beverly. The significance of the second line in the wake of Frankie Beverly's final send-off, according to NewOrleans.com, a second line is a quintessential New Orleans art form, a jazz funeral without a body. You hear that, stupids? Did you hear that? Learn some of your culture, stupids. Before you get to you question everything that ain't why. That's what you do. You got questions for everything. You woke all right to Uncle Fester. That's it. That's what you look at. If it didn't come from the mayo source, I don't know. If it ain't the source of mayonnaise, I don't know. I can't believe that. You know them ninjas be lying. You know you can't trust no ninja. They gonna tell you a lie. You know they ain't gonna they gonna tell you they down the street and really still be at home just now leaving. They don't tell the truth. So if it ain't right, it ain't right. I ain't gonna listen to that. It's a jazz funeral without a body. Stupids. That's what a second line is. Dummies. It has its roots in the African American culture. Black, which originally began as neighborhood parades meant to offer social aid to free slaves, such as loans and insurance, as a kind of advertising. Insurance, did you hear that? Insurance, did you hear that? Insurance. See that? Oh, cut the check. Insurance. As a neighborhood began as neighborhood parades meant to offer social aid to freed slaves, such as loans and insurance, as a kind of advertising. You see how y'all got rich off of them industries on the backs of slaves, and you don't want to owe no dollars? Cut the check. Eventually, the second line became more popular as a way to honor the life and legacy of people who died in the community and was included as part of funeral memorial services. In modern times, it has also been introduced at weddings and other ceremonies, including other notable New Orleans-based celebrations such as French Quarter Fest and Satchmo Summerfest. What? That's deep. It continues. As for the expressions, second line, it refers to two lines or sections of a parade. The first one involves a grand marshal or the parade leader alongside a band and the individual being honored or celebrated. This group is followed by whoever wants to be part of the celebration, including extended family, friends, and well-wishers. New Orleans witnesses thousands of second lines each year and is a popular sight during Sunday afternoons. In the case of a funeral second lines, the hearse is transferred from the memorial site to the cemetery, followed by friends, family, and other guests. A jazz band is also a predominant part of it and commemorate the life of the departed. Frankie Beverly's funeral second line was organized on Monday by the 6th Ward Steppers Social Aid and Pleasure Club in the city's Treme Trimmy neighborhood. A brief look at the legacy of Frankie Beverly. Born Howard Stanley Beverly on December 6, 1946, in Philadelphia, Frankie began gospel singing as a boy and eventually formed a cappella group called the Blenders. However, it was short lived and is soon replaced by another band called the Butlers in the early 1960s, which gained attention with the single If That's What You Wanted. However, the group failed to earn recognition in Philadelphia and soon started touring, making stops in San Francisco and New Orleans. The latter proved to be the successful as they soon found their roots in the city. The band underwent a few more name changes, including Raw Soul, until Maze was formed in the 1970s. It dropped iconic soul and funk songs such as Joy and Pain, Before I Let Go, Back in Stride, Running Away, We Are One, and Happy Feelings, among others. Frankie Beverly continued to cherish his association with New Orleans over the years. In May 2024, he performed at the City Smoothie King Center as part of the I Want to Thank You Farewell Tour in front of a packed stadium in front of 14,000 fans. He also appeared at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival earlier this year. In July, he was honored at the Caesars Superdome during the Essence Festival of Culture. Rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace. What did we learn here today, boys and girls? There's always going to be some Hakuna Matatas and tethers around the corner ready to pounce and trounce all over our heroes. Don't let them do it, y'all. Don't tolerate it. But I ain't going to hold you. I'm just going to mold you, fold you, and scold you about being off code. Gonna leave you with 4 words as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you care, if you dare to get Black empowerment everywhere. And where might that be? Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. Come and take a look. You might get hooked. Don't get shooked that you weren't involved. This is a Keep It P podcast where we take news, situations, and everyday occurrences and we show how one could or could not be keeping it P. And I am your host, TZ Von Savage. We're not trying to tell you what to think. We're trying to show you how to think. Hello, McFlizzle. Love, peace, blessings, and maloha. I gotta go ha for sure ha. You already know how. Big brother like Bright Supreme Almighty signing off.
Von Savage Media. Von Savage Media.